So today we're talking about breaking down the basics of FIRE for retirement planning. Breaking down the basics is basically, that's to kind of give you the fundamental idea or the basic ideas about it. FIRE is, I believe it's financially independent, retire early, if I'm correct. Yeah, all right. So on the vocab on page 2, number 1, gain heat. So when something is gaining or getting heat, that means the situation is getting like a lot of negativity, like a lot of negative attention and criticism. If somebody makes a bad decision or does a bad action, and then everybody criticizes that person in the news, that person is gaining heat or getting heat. The situation is getting heated up, you know. Even like if you're in a bad situation and the situation is heating up, sometimes you start to sweat a little bit. You kind of physically, feel like you're gaining heat. So, when Elon Musk had tweeted about going private for Tesla, he was gaining a lot of heat from the SEC. Number 2, cultish. So the root word is cult. So a cult is basically like a kind of like small religion or a small group of people that follow a religion very closely, and they take it very seriously. And maybe it seems kind of weird to most people, or strange, or unusual. And the people that follow it, they follow it very, very seriously. They take it very serious, maybe almost too serious. So when there's a cultish movement, something that is cultish is like there's a small following of people who they follow it very seriously. They take it very seriously. Some certain types of diets kind of get a cultish movement. I'm sure you guys remember in the summertime before my vacation, I was trying the intermittent fasting diet. So there are people that they follow that religiously. And actually, that's an expression, to follow something religiously. That means it's kind of cultish. It appeals to some. Well, religiously like means you take it like a religion, but cultish people also take it almost like religion too. So for someone to be cultish, then that means that they follow it very seriously. Next, number 3, lavish. This is how I wish my lifestyle was. Lavish is like you don't have any limits. You could just spend however much money you want, whenever, wherever you want. You can buy things, however much you want, unlimited. There's no concern about the cost or how many you have. So, we often talk about people that are successful or celebrities. They live a lavish lifestyle, right? They have a lavish car, lavish clothing. They eat and drink lavish things. And this is related to number 4, high roller. So a high roller is the person who spends a lot or very lavishly. Usually you hear the word high roller when you think of somebody that goes into a casino and they bring hundreds of thousands or if not millions to spend because it's nothing for them to spend. Number 5, sock something away. Okay, so to sock away is not really a real expression or idiom, but there is a way that people used to save money, 60 years ago or so, where if they wanted to save money at home, not in the bank, they would take their cash from work, put it in a sock, put that sock in the sock drawer or under the bed or in the closet and hide it, and keep saving money in that sock. That's why they keep saying in this video, sock something away or sock away, because they're talking about like just saving this money and putting it somewhere. They're kind of making a kind of analogy to it. So it's basically like whatever method you have for saving your money. Now, there's a few more words that are not on the list that I wanted to point out. So if you go to page 3, the first paragraph, second line, it's the red words that says crafting their spending. So crafting your anything is basically you're being creative, like arts and crafts. You're creating something. So crafting their spending means that they're trying to create or plan their budget or how they spend money. The next word or words If you go to paragraph 2, the fourth line, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. When you take matters into your own hands, that means you try to take control or try to take responsibility of a situation. So sometimes, you know, in the workplace or in your life with family and stuff, people have certain responsibilities. And then you come to a point where you feel like you can do it better or you could be more responsible with it. So you decide to take matters into your own hands and you decide to take control of the situation your way. Next, if you go down to the bottom of page 3, the last sentence, what are the concrete steps? Concrete steps are basically the steps that are unbreakable. And I'm not talking about like steps like walking. I mean like steps like the steps to a plan, you know, the details to a plan. So to make a plan with concrete steps is basically to make a plan that is that works very well, that, you know, you cannot break. You have to follow that plan. And then on the next page, on page 4, the first paragraph, the third line, and the fourth line, they talk about Reddit and subreddit. Have you ever heard of Reddit? Reddit's an online community. It's basically like a forum. And so they have different subjects or different areas or communities for you to post in. It can be things like, you know, humor or travel or news, popular, anything like that. And when you go, even on the homepage of Reddit, when you go, you see like the most popular things. And that's usually by how many people voted on that or commented. You also have this thing called subreddit, which is, they're not official communities by Reddit, but users from Reddit, if there's enough people who have an interest, they can create a subreddit which is more specific, not as generalized as popular or something like that, or news, you know. So these subreddits are a little bit more specific. This, you know, this topic is about FIRE. So this subreddit is about FIRE, basically. People that want to be more financially independent. And in the middle of page 4, there's like a small paragraph with just 2 lines. It sounds impossible to me. Do you guys see that? It sounds impossible to me. So the next line, she says, I put my money away in my kid's 529 account. A 529 account is a college savings account for your kids. So when you have kids and you think, oh, I want to, you know, save some money for them for their college and stuff, I'm going to create a 529 account and put money in there. It's just a type of savings account just for them. And the very last thing, and then I'm done, is the very last line, very, very last sentence, tackling all kinds of debt. So tackling, you know, like tackling in sports is like you knock somebody over. Tackling a situation is you're trying to take care of that situation so that it does not bother you or hurt you anymore. And that's our vocabulary.
Thank you.
Okay.